Good evening, Toastmasters and fellow guests. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about the plight of New York City's carriage horses, my involvement with an organization called the Coalition to Ban Horse-Drawn Carriages, and my experiences with the organization. So it all started in 2006 when I started working at the College Board. Every morning as I would walk to work on Central Park South, I would see these horses walking to work as well. And they always looked really depressed. And it was in the summer, so it was really humid, and they had like this foam coming out of their mouths, and they were just like, walking to work, and I'd be like, these poor horses, like what are they, I didn't know anything about them, I just saw them walking to work, and it made me sad. And I had not been an animal person at that point at all. So I did some research, and I found out through the New York League of Humane Voters that someone was starting up an organization called the Coalition to Ban Horse-Drawn Carriages. And the reason they had started it is because there was an accident where a horse got spooked in the city, and he was running and he crashed into a taxi cab, and he had to be euthanized. I later found out that this is common, that there are a lot of accidents because horses are by nature like flight animals. Like they get spooked easily and they're gonna just run. They're not gonna think about anything. So in a city like the one that we live in, where there's like ambulances, buses, just like everything is loud. There's the drummers in the park, and they're bound to get spooked. And so I found out that these accidents were, it was I guess it happened quite often. Not only did there result in deaths, but there was people would get injured. Like a biker in Central Park broke his hip because of this. So there are three reasons why I joined this organization. One is public safety, the one that I just went over. The second one is it's inhumane. And the third one is it's impossible to adequately enforce. I just went over the first one, which is public safety. The second one is the humane conditions. These horses live in multi-storied stalls in the city on the west side of Manhattan between the 40s and the 60s. It's like a 3x3, it's like not a very big stall, so after like working 9 hours a day for 7 days a week, they go back to these stalls and they just stand there all day, and then until somebody uses them again. There are no fire safety conditions in these buildings, so it's like literally like you're seeing a horse walk up into a building and up a ramp and just stand there. And it's dirty, and there's urine, and they're profit-making animals for the industry. And the third reason is that it's impossible to adequately enforce, which is the ASPCA has jurisdiction over them. They're supposed to be monitoring them and enforcing the laws, but they don't because they have all of New York City to handle, and the horses are not a big, it's just part of their job, and they don't really care about it. So those are the three reasons. The way I got involved was after seeing them in Central Park. I got involved with New York League of Humane Voters. I started tabling and volunteering and educating people in Central Park about it, the tourists, because a lot of times tourists think that, they go back to a pasture and they get to roll around in the green grass, but it's not like that for them. And so we started tabling, and the carriage drivers would get really angry at us, and because we were going to affect their business, and so they would like come and take our flyers and try to intimidate us, because mostly we're women that do this. I don't know, we have like one male volunteer. So there's that, and then we finally got a bill introduced by a council member, and he was able to get it introduced, but we were never able to vote on it in city council because of Speaker Quinn, who just did not want to deal with it and doesn't really care. But we did get to speak in City Hall and make our statement. And that day, I was in charge of posters, and I had to give them to volunteers that we trusted. And I did, but somehow, I had to leave them outside of City Hall, and the industry took them, and maybe 5 blocks down City Hall, just left them there. In the past, we have gotten our stuff stolen. So I was going crazy, and I had to speak, and it was just why are they doing this? But I know why they're doing it. It's because they obviously were impeding their business. So this is just something that I'm very passionate about, and the main reasons are the 3 reasons that I said. It's the public safety aspect, it's the inhumane conditions, and how it's impossible to adequately enforce. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita, for helping us better understand the plight of horses in Central Park. So now just, again, take 1 minute to write down some comments for Rita. Things you liked, and maybe one thing you think different. And we're going to just do that for 1 minute because we want to move on to the other evaluations. Yeah, just take it. If you've been to our meetings before, you know we normally have these really nice printed evaluation forms we hand out. We had a mix-up today and don't have them, so I'm sorry about that, but we'll have them next time. So. Okay, while so we're wrapping up writing those short little evaluations, we just finished, hold on to it. Because now we're going to move on to the second part of the speeches, is where we have people who are actually the dedicated, sort of the evaluator, who's going to give a short, for each speech, one person is going to give a short 2 to 3 minute sort of official or more extensive evaluation of that speaker. And that's another big thing that we do here. Learn how to give good oral feedback. So for Brian Sanchinel, the evaluator is Kevin Lee. Kevin, would you like to come up and Great, thanks, Kevin.
Hello, Toastmasters, and yes. Yesterday, I bumped into Brian as I knew I was going to be evaluating his speech.